Hello! How is everyone today? Uh, as you can see, another stream, another mess up right at the beginning, where I apparently did not close the Stream Deck window. I quit the Stream Deck app entirely, so therefore I had to restart it, and therefore it didn't work with the overlay, so therefore I had to restart the overlay, and yeah. Anyway, how is everyone today? Hope you are all doing well. It is very warm here. I mean, it's not too bad right now. If I've managed to keep it fairly cool. Thankfully, it cools down quite a bit overnight. So leaving my windows open lets me drop temperature in my office quite a bit. So we should be good for a while. We'll see whether we do the full 3 hours or whether it starts getting too warm. It's currently about 24 degrees in my office at the moment. We'll see just how warm that gets. I managed to get up to 28 on Thursday, which was, yeah, not fun. But we will see how things go. Hopefully it will stay reasonably cool. Downside is I am also rather tired because sleep is not a thing that happens very well. I've been sleeping longer, I've been sleeping heavier, but I've been more tired. So, ooh, what's this? This seems to be new. Hello. Hey, Kieran. Yeah, that's all happening. How is everyone? I've just realised I didn't run the pre-roll ad, so you may not actually be around. So let's just turn that off. How is everyone? Hope you are all doing well. And yeah, hopefully you're staying cool. Did you all get ads when you came in and raided? Or were you able to see what happened when you raided? Because I realised I forgot to run the ads during the start because I am a doofus. But yeah, welcome in. Hope you're having a good time. Hope your stream went well, Kieran. I didn't manage to catch the end of it because I was getting stuff set up. You got stuck in buffering out. Well, thankfully, I have a test. So if I test a raid notification, now one thing I am going to have to do is find a better alert sound because that is not the nicest alert sound. Well, I say it's not the nicest. That is the nicest alert sound I could find, and it's still not great. So I need to find something that is a bit better, but that was something that I just quickly got working earlier, so that when the raid does come in, we get at least some notification of it. I haven't implemented all the rest of the stuff. It just flashes that up there and starts doing an alert. But yeah, we'll have to play around with getting the alert working properly and various other things. Ooh, my face is now all pixelated. I wonder if I should create some sort of... I want to create a lot more sound effects. Like a sound effect when my face changes. It would be nice to get some sort of like whoosh when the doors open and close. Ooh. There we go. I need... Realize I've got some stuff on my screen I need to delete. So it's a good job I've not shown the whole screen just yet. Right, so let us open up Coppice and let us get settled in. So, how is everyone's day going? How did your work on the eyes of your animator do? Like, how was that towards the end of the stream? Did you manage to get it solved? Are you now able to see out into the void that is the internet? The bird's looking really good. That's good to hear. What is not looking good is... Okay. Why is this broken? I would have sworn this was working when we last left it. We named it to the link. Remove the pupil and made the iris a pupil. Yeah. If you're doing... especially something on stream where people may see it small, it's probably better just having an iris. You can only really get away with the pupil stuff if you're doing something where people are probably going to see it a lot bigger. You've got to rethink things when the actual size gets small. Right, where are we? So, I need to work out why this is not working. So, we added a bunch of warnings and stuff. So let's fix any remaining auto. Oh, single instance, yeah, that's fine. Create canvas links as well as pages. So that's the hierarchy stuff. Where are we? Blank lines between scopes. Okay. Calculate edge from parent. Yeah, we don't need that anymore. I was doing edge source page. So we do have a parent. Oh, because we're adding links, and therefore if let parent equal. Right, I understand what's going on now. I is smart. There's no member recalculate edge from boundary. Hash. I do not. So delete. And a delete. A delete. But yeah, this stream may be, for multiple reasons, one that has quite a few breaks, because I'm probably going to need a lot more caffeine, and also a lot more breaks to cool off. Though there is quite a nice breeze out at the moment. Let's say how's... yeah, it's about 8 miles an hour or so at the moment. The problem is it's very warm out. It's about 27, 28 degrees, and it's only going to get a bit warmer than that. Now the good news is tomorrow it's going to get about the same, but we may get a little bit of rain and it will be windy, and then Monday it will be... Ooh, they revised Monday. They have. Monday drops quite a bit. Yeah, Monday is going to be 24. Oh, that's much nicer. So, what's the humidity going to be? Ugh. 24 with nearly 60% humidity. Could be worse, could be better. Right, so process horizontal links. If parent equals parent, so we got rid of parent on here because we want to process horizontal links with the links. You know what? I am going to have to where are we? Twitch.tv /Pilkey CRC. Oh, by the way, if I just zoom in a bit. Tags! And this tag, animator. I'm the only animator one. Oh, that's a fair point. I wonder, is there any Xcode? No. Or Mac? Any Swift? No, I'm the only one. Yeah, they should work here, unless, because you're not an affiliate yet, are you? So I wonder if you have to be affiliate for that to happen. Yeah, I put some in yesterday, and then they vanished. So maybe they reset something where it just wiped them all out or something like that. I did put them in a while ago. Anyway, what I wanted to do is click on here, working on the overlay. Alright, what was I doing right at the end? I was doing... What was I doing right at the end of doing Coppice stuff? Okay, that's gonna... Okay, so I decided that this was going to require more thought to do properly. Unfortunately, I didn't write down what particular thoughts I needed to have. So... Give me 1 second, because I just need to set a fan up and hopefully have it not blow up the microphone. I should have done that before I got on stream, but I forgot. Okay, so hopefully you can't hear the fan that is blowing. It doesn't seem to be being picked up in OBS from what I can tell. Okay, so we can add, we can remove, we can update links. So we're recalculating with the affected links. We do that. We update the links for an offset change, and then we want to process them. And what we want to do is for the links on a links edge of page, process those links. Alright, so layout engine link. Yeah, that is not going to work. Actually, right, so the way we want this to do is we've got a bunch of links on an edge of a page, and we want to make sure that they are spaced out correctly without overlapping. So what we need is the links. It could be a link going out to that page at that edge, or a link coming into the page at that edge. So it could be the source or the destination. So what we need is if the page that we're passing in here if it's the source page, then we want to deal with the destination page. If it's the destination page, then we want to deal with the source page for actually working this bit out. So we want the opposite of that. And then we're going to get the points, and then we're going to update points. Point is just endpoint to the arrow. Same. No, we don't care about that. What we want to do for each edge is update, because we're basically iterating through all of the pages, and then we're going to just shift up and down on those pages. So whereas previously we had to calculate like the start and the end point and do stuff like that, we don't need to do that here, because we only care about shifting things, because we've got a concrete thing that already exists and that we can update. So we get sorted points. Each point we get the point. And we get the section size for that. So we never actually... If the point is the parent point... Ah, because it used to process the arrow points. So we want the sorted links. Then we're going to sort them along that page edge. So we can add a function, public. Well, actually, no, this can be an internal var. Well, function opposite of edge. Edge is going to be a layout engine page, and what this will do is if source page self.source page equal to page brackets self.turn self.destination page. If self.destination page is equal to the page, return self.source page. Otherwise return nil, because either our pages are wrong, don't exist, or we've passed in an invalid page. So what we then want to do, I'm going to make $0, so we can get rid of that. It's going to be $0 dot opposite of page dot content frame dot midpoint, well, mid x less than $0 dot opposite of page dot content frame dot x, and that should be $1. God, let page 1 equals 0 dot link 1 2 in God, let page 1 equals link 1 dot opposite of page, else that is greater than that, so we return true. Go let page 2 equals link 2 opposite of page, else return false, because then it'll be that, and then it's page1.contentFrame.midX is less than page2.contentFrame.midX. Okay, and then we can rename that to links sorted by page position. So the section size is whatever the frame for the arrows of this page is, divided by the links. Don't care about that. What we care about is if page is equal to, that is going to be link. If the page is equal to link dot source page, else if page is equal to link dot destination page. So if the link is the source, then what we want to do is link dot source point equals arrow point e point x y link dot for edge what's bounded. Otherwise, I think we don't want the opposite anymore. I want to create the start point base. Yeah, because the edges are going to be the same. It's just we're going to use the destination point. So I should be able to comment all that out. Don't care about parent point anymore. Don't care about that anymore. Okay, so we basically just need to copy that down here. And it should be exactly the same, except we're going to tweak a few bits and pieces. It's just the endpoint of the arrow from the parent that we passed up to the parent. We need to nope, don't care about that. For the children, nope, don't care about that. Get rid of those comments. Want to sort the arrows. No, not the arrows, the links left to right and place them equally. Right, copy paste. Get rid of that. So, got links to process. So here we want mid y. That needs to be height. To copy that, because that is going to be x and that is going to be y, and we're doing the x, y declaration. Oh, that's because that, yeah. But then we should be able to delete that. Okay. Code sign failed. You are? Saying out loud, Xcode. Why, every time when I switch, must you insist? That nonsense. There we go. Building. Okay, so let's delete some of... no, let's delete the canvas entirely, add new canvas. First page. Actually, we don't need to show the canvas. Okay. So it is not... I mean, that's working. So this is what we were doing. If you look here, you can see if I move the center of the page above, it flips around, but it only seems to go from the right to the right. Because when you move it down here, that should be at this point it should be switching to the bottom, and this point it should be switching to left and top. Curious. Right. One thing I do need to do in the overlay is put my expressions on the Steam Deck. Because the amount of times I just want to change the expression, but I've got to go and... In fact, no, let me Google something very quickly. PS4 controller change sleep. Oh, that's for Xbox. How to stop PS4 controller. Oh, turning off. So that can be set off on a PlayStation. So I wonder if I'm going to have to hook this up to a PlayStation to do that. But maybe it's something in Bluetooth settings on the Mac. Preference. Option. OS. Not PS4 controller acting. What to do? That's it. See. Oh, I wonder. Do I have plugged in back there? I wonder if it will stay plugged in. If I plug directly into the front. Okay. I've got a light on it now. Okay, so it may not be charging. USB port charger is faulty. Okay, let's try plugging in directly to the back of my Mac. Oh wait, no, that's it. I'm plugging into the HDMI port. What's the problem with trying to plug something in around the back of Mac is it's USB A, so therefore it doesn't go in correctly the first time. Okay, so that makes 0 difference. So I will leave it plugged into the front. And you will see if it stays connected or not. Hopefully it will. Oh. Has the microphone broken? Right. Testing. Okay, let's restart the overlay then. No, the microphone is working in OBS, it just has not been working. There we go, it's working again now. So, we'll go into here, we'll zoom in, and I will, where are we? Take us back to pixels, because that is what Sinister picked, and that is what we're going to stay on until someone else picks something else. Honestly, being able to properly hook my overlay up to my Stream Deck is quite possibly one of the biggest benefits, that like the biggest tricks I've learned in all of this. Right, so let's see why this is failing. So we're adding links, removing links, and we want to recalculate. So we add and do that and recalculate. We update links to the modified pages, we get the affected links and recalculate with the affected links. So edge to source page. So if the source page is to the right and our midpoint is less than the source page's midpoint, so we're updating, I'm just not updating the edges correct. If the source point is side, we do left, right. If our midpoint dot y is greater than or equal to the min y of the source page, or it's less than the max. But our middle is, yes, directly left or right. And we check, is our midpoint greater than plus frame? And if it is, then we are to the left. No, if our exit, so we are to the right, so therefore the source page is to the left. Okay. Check if directly above or below, that works the same. And then we determine are we going to the right of the source page at the right. Okay. So I wonder if we're just not recalculating correctly. But we should be, because so yeah. Go there. We get the affected link. So there's one affected link. And we're going to recalculate. We get the source page, get the destination page, and we get the edge. The edge is bottom. Okay. Destination page, initial arrow location. For edge. Okay, and source location. Okay. We get the destination point and the source point. So, link.destination point is that source point at top. And then we're going to add those are the affected pages. So, in the effective page, and get links for page, which is just going to return the link, which should be in affected links. Yes. And your edge left. Yeah, so there's nothing for that one. Top. Don't think it is, because if I do links dot first dot first the destination page is going to be our page, so we want the links.first.destination point, which left. What? Ah. Curious. Let's get rid of that. Is it working? Okay, so this is messing stuff up. So it works fine. You have just the one. So that is left and right is wrong. But when you have a second, then it is correct. I have. Right, so I do not have a debug option to draw the bounds. So what I want to do, page arrow view. That's just going to draw. So what we're going to do is, and this, if there's an arrow, and this color blue with our component 0.3 set, and then we're going to do self.bounds.fill. And if we do that, and we close this, so you can see it does seem to be moving around. So what do we want to do now? We want to open a second one. And that is going now like that. And there is our problem. That at that point, well, around this point, we should. We're going left, we're going bottom, and we're going. So we're getting the correct edge on there. It is so the destination edge is correct, but the source edge is not changing. As we move it around when we have multiple. So what I am going to do is I am going to comment that out and see what happens then. Close, close. So that is working correctly. And you can see that is working correctly. So it is definitely our code in here. This is messing things up. So what we're going to do is break that. Oh no, wrong one. Break. I want to see, is it a flaw in our overall algorithm, or is it a flaw in us copy pasting? Well, that already looks like a flaw in our overall algorithm. Because that is correctly doing that, but why? Like, at this point, I should be getting... Are we actually caching? Well, this seems like it could be a caching issue. No, it shouldn't be. Well, the source page ID is equal to the page.id. Source page edge is edge. Okay, I think I am going to go and get myself another cup of tea and a fresh glass of water and just a little bit of a cool down, because what have we got up to? Ah, so we've raised about a degree in here. We're now at 25 degrees in here in about an hour of streaming. So yeah, I'm going to go and cool down a bit and get some fresh fluids, and then we'll come back and try and work out what on earth is going on here. Because for some reason the edges are wrong. Calculate with the affected links. Go through. Destination page. At edge to source page, which should be returning left. On the link we do that, so therefore we should be doing edge dot opposite, but it seems that we're overriding that. Do edge. Give that a quick try. Over here. No, don't think so. Okay, well, I will be right back, and then we will try and figure out what is going wrong. I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, I am back. So let's take a quick look. So having a look through the code, we're gonna get affected link. We calculate with affected link. So this is all going to work correctly because we're going to go through the links and see, does a link, like, is one of the pages that's been modified affect the link? Is it a source page or a destination page? So we're good. We're going to go through the links, we're going to get the source page, destination page, get the edge to the page. We know this is correct. We know that the initial arrow location, that is fine. We know that the source page, initial arrow location is fine because we're doing that for the opposite edge. Destination point, source point are correct. Then we have the pages. There's no issues here with the pages running multiple times because this is a set. So the issue is in here. And the question is, where exactly in here? So we have a few possibilities. One possibility is self links for page. So what this does is it gets all the links for a certain page. Now with our affected pages, for a particular link, we'll have both the source page and the destination page. So a link will appear multiple times. So for one link we'll get it for the source page and then for the destination page. Now that is perfectly fine because what we're wanting to do with the processing is only process one side at a time. So then we want to get the edge links. So we want to get links for a particular edge of a page. Now again, that seems like it should be fine because we're saying if it's the source page and we've got the page ID, we want to get the source point edge equals the edge. Or if it's the destination page, we want to check that the destination edges match. So that seems to be working correctly. So it must be somewhere in the processing. Oh no, I was right before when I was wanting to disable vertical link. I've actually named those very badly. Let's break that. Because these should probably be inverted. That should be horizontal. Because if you're going from top to bottom, you're vertical. Yes, we need to go horizontally along the top edge of the bottom edge, but the links themselves are vertical. So we're going to process the vertical links. So let's see, this should properly test what I was wanting to test before, which is the logic in general bad, or... Okay, so all of that is correct. We're going to add a second one. That is correct. That is correct. That is correct. So it is all to do. We've basically copy pasted something wrong. So what have we done wrong in here? It probably was that. So here it's getting links. This is a problem that Swift has, is that it is going to be getting yeah, so we don't need that. That is going to be links. The only way to tell whether this is pointing to an instance variable or to a, we've got links here, or to a property, is what Xcode syntax highlights it. So if I was to put this into an app that didn't have Swift syntax highlighting, you wouldn't see it. Now in other languages, you explicitly have to say self dot to access the property. This will be a compiler error saying that this isn't there. And this is why I always do the self dot, because it is a lot more thing, and I wish there was a way to enforce it in the compiler, but oh well. Okay. So the reason it was going wrong is it was going through every single link. So if we do that. Oh yeah, we need to actually enable the code again, don't we? There we go. That is all working correctly now. Isn't that all? No, actually, I suppose that should. Right. That's something where we could be smarter. Because our mid here is above that. Hop around when you get above. But really, exactly do I want to have happen here? Because at that point, you'd want them to swap around, but at this point, would so at this point, and at that point, would you want them to swap? Probably not. Possibly. That point, you'd want to swap. Right, so what I want to do, just to test something, is arrow. Color cyan. Dot set. And I want NS bezier path line from point well self.bounds.point at min it to self.bounds at max. Same again, but this is going to be max mid, min mid. So hopefully hopefully this, if I want, nope, Coppice file, delete, delete. In that case, they're overlapping. Good. Until the source, until a point goes below. Then that requires looking up the line. Looking up the line. What we want to see is we want to look up. See that, but the thing is, the only way we can do that is if we go back to doing it from leaf nodes. So the way this works is if I'm here and I move down to here, so you can see that this arrow is going from here up to there and going down from here. Now if I wanted this line here to go up to the top and then this one to sort of shift down so that it goes down like that, so basically like that, then we have a bit of a problem, because at the moment the way this works is it depends on the midpoint of the pages. So while this midpoint is above the midpoint of the page below, this is the top page, and it's only when we go below that we see them swap over. Now the problem is, what we want to do is say, well, if this point is lower than this point, rather than use the midpoints. But we can't do that because we can't determine what the order is. I mean, explicitly, we're throwing all of these into a set. That is, there is no sort order to them. So what we would have to do is to go through from the leaf nodes. Now the problem there is, if you're going from like leaf nodes to source nodes, is that we're going to have the point where you can have loops, and at that point you can't really do anything. So I mean, we could... The other way of doing it will be to do a secondary pass, but the problem there is the secondary pass may then cause things to swap, which may then cause other options. So that's probably something that we're going to have to do later. We're probably going to have to do it as a... I mean, we could do it as a multipass thing, but do we really want to? Because how often are you going to do this? It's going to, like... If you're not going to place them above one another. Like this. It's either going to be above or it's going to be below. And there's nothing that... Yeah, this is a problem that is not really that big of an issue. Because the times that you are doing it, you're obscuring stuff, and it doesn't really matter. Okay, so I think at this point, what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to add a debug setting, yeah? So... As we do with the canvas view in general, how do we actually determine whether to draw cursor? Do we set page space? This okay. Okay, so we just... So if I do... That one. Case. Debug. Show arrow. What we're going to do here is if user defaults dot standard dot both key dot debug show arrow bounds, then welcome back, Kieran. Oh, a lot happened at once. You mean on your end or on my end? Oh, hopefully it was just your shopping arriving. We're now up to 26 degrees in my office. Yeah, I think this may end up being a bit of a shorter stream. I may go for another hour and cut it half an hour short. And what I may do tomorrow, especially, well, Monday shouldn't be too bad, but tomorrow I may start half an hour to an hour earlier. Just so that I can do it when it's a bit cooler. Unfortunately, I'm out in the morning, so I can't do a morning stream, but I can move things a bit earlier because it's meant to be even warmer tomorrow. So, we want that, and then what I want to do is, where are we? Menu item, and show canvas origin. Okay. Bug, canvas arrows. Oh, arrow bounds, and this is going to bind to debug show arrow bounds. And then what we can do is bug canvas arrows. So what this should do is I can go up to here, show arrow bound. Oh yeah, I should be able to do that, that, and then well, I have to do something that forces a redraw, but it's a debug option, so I'm not going to do too much. But that will allow me to debug these, and technically these ones can be done like you could actually set these in the release version of Coppice and they would work, but I mean I'm not sure why you would want to. They're more debug settings that don't really help you at all. And a lot of the other stuff is either code that isn't actually compiled in. I mean, a lot of it is code that isn't compiled in. All the stuff for tweaking subscription stuff, that's only compiled when I build from Xcode. When I build a debug version, when it's something that well, it may also be a test version, but anything that I ship, that code isn't even there, so there's no way to do some of that debug stuff. So, but we have that in. So I think for some reason, I don't know why I've just today started trying to do Command W to close a page, but alright, what we want to do is to restore those, and we also want to remove them, and we also want to have the hierarchies restored. So how, in fact let's just commit all this. Huh. Right. So, closing a canvas page. Oh yes, because we need updated logic. Right, how are we actually storing the page hierarchy at the moment? Because we may want to completely change how we store hierarchies. So, for a page hierarchy, IDs, model ID. We get the canvas page ID. We get the ID of the page that it is playing. We get the frame. And we get any children. Bit loud. So I think what we want to have happen, because the restoring hierarchies is an important part of Coppice, and we want, when you have just a normal hierarchy, to work exactly the same. But you can have pages that are linking in. In fact, let's show the problem. I bring linear, and let's see if hey, it displays. So you have a page. You have a page. You have some more pages here. I'm going to link, 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 and link. So, what we need to do is, let's say we close this page here. So what is that going to do? Well, it's going to close that page and that page. That is how it currently works. If we close this page here, it's going to close all of those. If we close this page, everything goes away, but you also lose that. And that's something that's always not fully sat right with me. So, what we want to do, and we want this all to work the same way, but there is another way of doing this, because at the moment we're saying, okay, we're going to close this, and then we're going to close all the children. Instead, what we can do is, when you close this, and we're getting rid of a link to, well, when you close this page, which is linked from this page, so this page here, we are going to make a note of what pages were closed. Now you may think, oh, that's the same thing, but the key thing is it's no longer a parent-child relationship. And why this is important is, say that page links back to the beginning. If we now close this page here, we're not going, would we close that page? Yeah, there's a cycle there. I believe we actually worked this out, didn't we? So you close page X, clear links to X for each child, clear links from X, and if no links in, delete the child. If cycle, only delete X and children not in cycle. Okay. Oh, wrong thing. So if we're in a cycle, we're going to delete that page, and that's it. Because we were in a cycle when we created it. Here, if we delete this page here, we're going to delete that page, but we're also going to delete the children not in the cycle. And this is the key difference. By allowing that link there now, when you close this page, it's no longer closing those, it's closing these. But then you have other issues. So let's say there isn't a cycle. But let's say we have another page here that then links into that page. So what happens now? There's no cycle, but what happens when we close that? Well, we get rid of the link there, we get rid of the links here, and then we close those pages. So what do we want to do when we restore? Well, we need to restore this page here, that link, and then these links and pages here. Now, this bit here is what we were doing before. The key difference is we now need to restore, rather than just pages and children and so on, we need to restore the pages and links. Want me to do that? And we want to restore those links. But, and this is one of the key complexities, and this is why this probably needs to be done very heavily at a canvas level. I think it's already at a canvas level, but yeah. What we need to do is, let's imagine that we close this page. So that is being closed, those are being closed. Then imagine we close that page. What should happen? Should we be going, okay, if we open, if we open this page again, then it's obviously going to do that link, it's obviously going to do the link there, it's obviously going to do the link there. But there was a link up there. What do we do? Do we reopen this page here with the link? Probably not. Because when this page was closed, that page was not. So we're probably going to say, okay, there's a link. I'm going to say there's a link here, but the page doesn't exist, so you're going to want to open it again. But then you get into other complexities. See, this is where all these complexities really pile up. What if I then open that link? I'm going to open the link there. Okay, that is there. What if I open the link from here? From this one. Now, well, this is the thing. If I open the link from here, I need to get where the last position was for that page. But if I open the link from here, am I in the mode where, like, if where by default I open a link and it opens a new page. And this was just a manual one where I manually link these two pages together. If that's the case, I need to know, oh, actually, I'm not needing to open this because it's restored and it's going back to there. And then you get real complexities of, okay, well, I'm going to open this, and when I've opened it up, I've got the link there. But then I'm now going to close this again. And then I'm going to open it again. Is that link still there? No. So it's one of those things where I think when you close a page, we need to store so if you have a page, we need to store the what do we need to store? The canvas page ID, the page ID, so we know what page we're displaying, and we need to any links. And it's one of those things, if we need to know, okay, this page, what exactly do we need to store? Because when you open the link is going to go there. So it's almost the link that needs to be the key thing. It's if you have Alright, so let's imagine that this page here stays on. So you're going to have your canvas page, and then some link from that canvas page is going to go out, and we can actually check the link here. We can say for this page there are going to be a bunch of links going out, and is there an existing thing? If there's an existing thing, there's going to be a hierarchy, and that hierarchy is going to be, rather than a parent-child relationship, it is going to just be a list of pages that closed and links that closed. And what it's going to do when it restores them is it's going to restore any pages that closed, not the pages that were linked to, but the pages that closed, and then it's going to restore any links that closed that have pages, because then we're not going to restore that up there. If you then open that, then we're not going to add the link back into that. You're going to have to do that yourself. And if you do click on that, that link is going to exist, because we're going to say for this page you're going to go there. Now, this is where things start to get a bit complicated, because what if I delete this page here? Well, if I delete that page and I want to add it back, it's going to have a new canvas page, which is a problem, because that is now the root page. Like, it's going to have a new canvas page ID, which means that we can't look at the canvas page IDs to determine it, but we can't look at the pages because a page may exist multiple times. And then you get onto the question of, well, what if what if I add this? I suppose we can keep the hierarchy there. So one thing we could do is we can keep an array of, because we can't just say, okay, you have a root page A, and that is linked to this canvas page ID forever. And if you add that back in, then it's always going to use that, because that can be page A and that can be page A, and they're both root pages. So you have two canvas pages. Now we could have it where if you close this one, let's call this A1 and call this A2. If you close A1, then that is basically going to go away. If you close A2, that's going to go away. And then if you drag on, then it's, yeah, then it's a question of which hierarchy do you open? Because we can store both of them. So if we dragged hierarchy, if we dragged it on, we don't know what hierarchy at that point. Let's just imagine that we've dragged, imagine that all this has been deleted, and we dragged A on. But the question is, we've got Schrodinger's page hierarchy. We don't know whether it's page 1 or 2. What we can do is, this is going to be, and let's say this is going to C. Then what we can do is say, okay, well, if you're opening link to B, then we suddenly make this an A1. Then what if you open another A and then open the thing? We can't have it link again. And this is, see, this is why I didn't have it save. If you delete the root, the hierarchy is gone. Like, you can delete it, you can undo it, but if you delete, close the app, then it is gone. You cannot get that hierarchy back. You've got to rebuild it. Thing is, I haven't had anyone complain about that, so may be able to get away, just have it as it is now. And all we're going to do is, with the hierarchies, we're going to just change it where when the page closes, we're going to go through the page close algorithm to work out, okay, which pages are we closing, and then we're going to close those pages and just store an array of pages. Rather than the page hierarchy, it's going to be like a close session or something like that. I mean, we could still call it page hierarchy. No, I think something like a closed session probably makes more sense. Where it's just going to be a list of pages with canvas page IDs, the page IDs, and the positions. And then it's going to be a list of links between those pages. And when we restore, we create the pages again. And then we're going to create the links again, assuming that the pages exist. Okay, so that works. If you close the root, it's gone. I mean, we could do it where we always store them, and then when you add it in, you can choose which hierarchy you want, but that is... It's something that would be nice to do, but it's something that it kind of... I mean, it could be a pro feature, but it's something a bit more advanced. because this is the thing, there's a complexity there of I'm going to drag this out, which hierarchy do I want to restore? So it could be a pro feature, but I think it's a pro feature that's going to be beyond the scope of this. It's something that we can do in future, but it's something that a future version we can look into it. Because then it could be interesting where you drag to another canvas and it's like, do you want to restore on this canvas or something? But yeah, that would definitely be a pro feature because it's a bit too... Well, when you start getting into pro users, you can generally get a bit more advanced. So, yeah, we're going to do that, and then it's going to be keyed on if you open a link from this canvas page, then yeah, it's not going to restore. Yeah, because we don't want to do it, because the other thing if you do a route is the route canvas page can be moved elsewhere, and we store the absolute values, not the relative values. We should really store the relative values. But the assumption there is that the page is not... I mean, this may be a good opportunity. No, if we store the absolute values... no, the relative's a bit more complex than we want for now. So yeah, that is what we're going to do. But we are probably going to do that tomorrow because it is getting far too hot in here. What are we up to now? Oof, getting over 26. So it is far too hot for me to be thinking a lot. But tomorrow we're going to get our page hierarchies done. As I say, I'll probably start probably about an hour earlier because it is fairly cool, but it's like I don't want to be going for another hour when it's getting this warm. It's because it's just going to get warmer and warmer and warmer. So what I'm going to do is, yeah, I'm going to call the stream there, and we're going to come back tomorrow and work on this. We may do a longer stream on Wednesday to make it up. Maybe a longer one on Monday as well, because it's meant to be a bit cooler on Monday. But yeah, let's see, is anyone else on? No. Let's have a... okay. Let's... Yep, I'm the only one that seems to be streaming on any of these. I'm the only one in Animator as well. Okay, well, I guess we're not going to be raiding anyone because there's no one online. But yeah, so tomorrow we'll pick up probably an hour earlier. We will see what we can do. Hey, you know what? My controller still works and I've not touched it for a while. So yeah, I need to plug it directly in. That's okay. That should do me just fine. So thank you all for coming. Hope you have all had a wonderful time. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day and manage to stay cool or stay warm, depends on what temperature is where you are. And yes, we will pick this up again tomorrow. So, until then, as always, happy coding.